If you're skinny trying to get away with calisthenics, what is the actual right way to eat despite what the fitness gurus are telling you? And as someone who gained 12 kilograms of lean muscle mass in the past 3 years of me training calisthenics and went from 3 to 30 pull-ups and doing some really cool skills that you can see on the screen right now, I'll show you exactly how I eat to gain lean muscle mass while gaining a shit ton of strength without tracking a single calorie, without following a strict diet, and without it interfering with my busy schedule, because I know that a lot of you out there are either busy professionals or active business owners just not having time to do shit like that. And right now you may be working out a lot, eating a lot, but every time you look in the mirror you look like your old version without much gains. Or maybe you're just starting out because for the past years you've been skinny but wanting to build your physique and become more confident in yourself. And I know where you're coming from, because in the beginning when I started calisthenics I was a literal stick. I had my bones showing, I had no definition because there was literally nothing to define. But the worst thing of them all, I had my friends laughing at me and making fun of me, because I was actually so skinny. But I didn't stand up for myself because I wasn't confident and I didn't really know how to. And that's when I started my calisthenics journey. But I made that one crucial mistake that most of the beginners make. I thought that eating a lot would equal more gains. So having what all of the fitness gurus and calisthenics guys were saying back then on the internet, I decided to start bulking, which I didn't really know at the time that I was actually dirty bulking, because I had literally no idea what I was doing. So I was forcing myself to eat 3 times a day, gobbling down a shit ton of hamburgers, oily foods, trying to eat a lot of carbs to actually gain weight. And essentially I was eating like 800 to 1000 calories over my maintenance. And all of that just wasted a ton of time and made me feel like shit. That's because of the digestion. But the worst part of them all, I wasn't making any gains. I would go do my workouts and I still felt weak, I still felt heavy and wasn't really progressing that much. After months of doing what I was doing and eating in that way, I went to only 6 pull-ups from 3 and to I think about 7 to 8 dips starting from 5. And I was pretty much stuck and always feeling exhausted due to the amount of food I was eating and the digestion it took. And one of the worst aspects of them all was the fact that I was feeling exhausted, like I said, and I wasn't able to focus. Because you know, when you eat a shit ton of carbs, your mind kind of gets muddy and you get lazy. So I was feeling like that constantly, and both my studies, my work, because I was working at the time as well, before my current business, and pretty much throughout the whole day, I was feeling tired as hell, which isn't optimal at all, especially for guys like you. So listen closely. The truth is, dirty bulking is a trap, especially for calisthenics, but even for fitness. Because yes, of course, you may gain weight, but the way that you're gaining is going to play a disadvantage, because in calisthenics you have to lift yourself. So that is the moment when I realized that I have to rethink the way I'm eating. And because I was super lazy and still studying and working at the same time, I had to think of a system that helped me gain muscle but still stay lean for my calisthenics journey. And now I call it the lean gain system. And it managed to help me gain 9 kilograms of lean muscle mass in the first 2 years of me working out without any supplements, no creatine, nor protein. And of course, I wasn't feeling fat or sluggish anymore, which is the best part of them all. So I was able to focus on my work, on my studies, and feel alive again. So let's start with the basics, because this video was made for you, my skinny guys out there, like I used to be a little time ago. As you already know, you have to be in a calorie surplus. But you forget about bulking, because eating 500 to 1000 calories over your maintenance is absolutely crazy and you shouldn't do that. So you forget about that, and what you should focus on instead is actually eating no more than 200 to 400 calories over your maintenance. And right now pay attention, because until the end of the video I'll show you my exact secret to how I achieve everything without ever wasting time on counting a single calorie. So if you're really skinny and starting out, you have to be eating on the higher end, so about 300 to 400 calories over your surplus. Because at the beginning the progress is super fast, and because you're new to calisthenics and new to working out, you'll be burning so much very fast. But if you aren't that skinny, you should be eating on the lower end, about 200 calories over your surplus. And right now I'll give you an example. So if you're about 65 to 70 kilograms and you're a grown man, so more than 20 years old, your maintenance is maybe around 2200 to 2300. So if you're super skinny and starting out with calisthenics, you have to be eating something like 2600 or 2700 calories which is about 300 to 400 over your maintenance. And that way, you'll gain muscle if you're working out correctly, but you won't be gaining any fats and you won't be eating until you're full. So you're going to have a ton of energy, you're going to feel alive, and you're not going to feel sluggish or weak at all. And the second key is protein. That is the only thing that in the beginning I used to count, because protein is the most important thing. Because you don't really need to focus on the other things. Because if you eat lean, like if you eat healthy meals, there's nothing to gain in terms of fat. So the only thing that you have to be counting is protein. And you have to be aiming for 2 to 2.2 grams of protein per kilogram of your body weight. So for example, again, if you're 65 to 70 kilograms of body weight, you have to be trying to eat between 130 and about 160 or 170 grams of protein. But that is if you're already working out intensely, so you're working out at least 3 to 4 times per week doing solid workouts. So like I said a few minutes before, you have to be avoiding unhealthy food or super carby food. And instead you should be focusing on lean and healthy food, because that way you won't have to be tracking anything. So you won't be wasting time nor feeling fat or sluggish because of the food you're eating. So focus on stuff like eggs, beef, chicken, and all of that good jazz, because it has enough protein, it isn't super oily, it isn't too carby, and you'll have that balanced diet. And of course, in your plate, you should be putting also fruits or vegetables to have a completely balanced diet plan. And right now, one of the biggest things that helped me hit my calorie goals, hit my protein goals, and feel a lot better is split my meals into more than 3. So personally, I used to do 5, but now I'm doing 4 because I don't have that time for 5 meals per day. 3 may be enough, but in my opinion, even if you're busy, try to get at least a 4th meal, because that way it will be a lot easier to digest what you're eating. It will be a lot easier to hit your calorie goals because you have to be eating in a surplus. So you won't be that full all the time. You'll just feel more energetic. You'll feel less heavy and you'll feel more focused for work and for workouts as well. So try doing simple meals with homemade food or cooked food from restaurants, but not fast food or any packaged stuff, because it will kill your gains. So if you've done a workout and you're proud of yourself and you tell yourself, oh, I'm gonna drink a milkshake, bro, you've ruined it. Yeah, you've ruined it. And right now, the secret I told you about in the beginning of the video. Use this exact ChatGPT prompt, giving it as much detail as possible about everything that you see on the screen, so it can give you a perfectly balanced and tailored diet plan to your current situation, because everyone's case is different. So try giving it exact information so you can get the most out of it. And maybe you've seen it on Instagram, but it's still very useful. And if you don't want to type the prompt out yourself, comment plan down below and I will send it to you for free. So to wrap things up, implementing that super simple diet system is when everything changed for me. So I stopped feeling super sluggish and exhausted and tired all the time. And I was finally able to focus for longer periods and feel a lot better. And also about the workouts, this is when I finally started seeing massive progress. And when I'm talking massive, my explosiveness and strength went through the roof, and I built my dream physique that I was once dreaming of when I was still a kid 3 years ago, skinny and unmotivated. So here's the thing, being skinny and wanting to gain muscle, it's not just about the looks. I mean, for sure, aesthetics is cool, but it's mostly about the mindset and the confidence. Because I know what being skinny feels like. I wasn't confident in myself and my peers overlooked me. I couldn't stand up for myself and I was kinda made fun of. Maybe you know that too. Maybe you went through that and I understand you because I know it hurts. But you can use that pain as your source of fuel to become your 2.0 version and build a dream physique that you've always dreamed of. So when you build that body, you walk differently, you speak differently, and you carry yourself with confidence that makes others respect you. But honestly, fuck colors. The most important thing is that you actually respect yourself. So if you're skinny or feeling currently stuck with your journey, then just implement this simple system and you'll see how results speak for themselves. So take control and start implementing it today. But if you want to achieve results fast without sacrificing your work and without ever wasting time or energy, then DM me fit on Instagram and I'll reach out to see if I can help you out.